Hello there, pet lovers. It's Colleen Sedgwick with Pet Nanny Coach, and today I'm going to tell you all about my no jerk policy. So rewind to 20 years ago when I was building my business. I accepted any client that would come down the pike. It didn't matter how disgusting their houses were. It didn't matter how rude they were. It didn't matter if I had to chase down payment. I would work for pretty much anybody, anytime, because I just wanted to build my client list and make money. But what happened was over time, I built this client list with a lot of wonderful people, but with a lot of non-ideal heart-sick clients is what I call them. And people that I would not wish on anybody. But my no jerk policy came around due to one specific client. Now, this client, they lived in this big, beautiful house. They had these three big, giant, beautiful dogs. And I had actually adopted their Great Dane from them because they had inner fighting amongst their dogs. This was kind of a huge favor for me to do for them. And they were never like necessarily rude, but they were very cold. But they were very generous too. Like they would, leave me nice tips and such. So I kind of had these mixed feelings about them. I didn't feel like the best feelings from them, but nothing ever overtly necessarily happened with them. But then the nanny started taking walks with me with the dogs, and she would tell me these like insane stories about how mean these people were to her. And then years passed, and I just felt like I was just seeing that side of them more and more and more. Well, flash forward, and I have a sitter that's spending the night there, and the sitter got locked out of the house. This woman called me, and when I tell you was cursing and screaming at me in a way that you would not even believe. And I was simply like, I'll drive over. I have a spare key and let her in. Like, chill. So I hung up, I went over, I got the sitter in, I came back, and I thought, you know what? Like, I'm not letting this person talk to me like this. Like, I don't need this. I've had enough of these types of people. And I remember going to my dad and saying, Dad, like, what would you do in this situation? And he thought about it. He was like, you don't owe them any explanation. He said, write them a letter, put the key in the envelope, drop it off in their mailbox, and just be done with them. Now, looking back, that would not be what I would suggest to any business owner. But again, I was newer in business. I was a young girl. So that's what I did. And then I got this like scathing email from this lady. I mean, when I tell you the stuff that she was saying, I mean, they're just awful, awful people. So I clicked delete, never responded. And from there, my no jerk policy came into play, which has now changed my life, changed my business, because I do not put up with any of this anymore. From that moment moving forward, if any clients were rude to me, if any clients were rude to my manager, if anyone was rude to my sitters, they were tagged as a jerk inside of Infusionsoft, my email marketing software, and we were no longer doing business with them. I then built out a system on how to, gracefully as possible unleash these clients, but I in no way, shape, or form had any interest in working with them. And since I have built the most wonderful client base, here and there, a few will drop in, and then the no jerk policy comes into play. But I think it's really a good reminder for you guys. There are so many clients that have pets that will love your service, will respect you, will tip your client or your sitters, and you can have wonderful relationships with. You do not need toxic, awful people like this in your life, and you certainly don't deserve to be spoken to like that. So that's just a little reminder there. So listen, go with your gut. When people show you their true colors, believe them and focus on the awesome people that don't give you any problems. But sometimes we forget about those people. We don't hear from those clients, but the squeaky wheel over here is getting all the grease from you and from your sitters and from your company. The people over here that aren't, hounding you and being rude and demanding refunds and demanding this and demanding that, those are the people that deserve your attention and your extra love and support, if you will. All right, so that is my homework for you today, guys. Institute a no jerk policy in your business and go look for some awesome clients. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I'll check you later. Bye.